host tonight, or how are you feeling?
Go for it.
All right, we're gonna call the meeting to order here at 5:33. And we want to look at the approve the minutes dated March 13th, 2023. Anyone want to make a motion?
I will make a motion to approve the February 13th meeting notes, or sorry, the March 13th meeting notes. I'm reading the notes as I approve them. I read them.
How about a second?
I'll second that. I'll second
All those,
that.
oops, all those in favor say aye.
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 Oh, you can still hear us.
Sorry, guys, there we go. Okay, who was the second? I apologize. Who was the second?
Michelle.
Okay, cool.
Okay, and then,
I can't get the agenda up on the screen, but we're just gonna pretend. Is that okay, guys?
Yes, I printed my copy, of course.
Okay,
new business. Looks like first up is the art train update.
Yes, and I wish that Dennis were here. Because if he's calling me the engine, he's the caboose. Well, the update is, yes, we have a date. September 23.
I saw that. I saw your communications with various parties about that. It seems like the train museum's been really busy.
It is. I've been in contact with Christy Lake, and she said that in the past, September would be a lighter part of the year and that there'd be lots of Saturdays open. But the calendar of interest has shifted. And I'll forward that. I will forward that note to you on how really tight train stuff is getting for them. They are having more people charter, rent the whole train for events.
Oh,
So it takes it out of the public opportunity window.
So is the 23rd not the date then?
It is the date.
It is the date.
Yes, we started off with September 9.
Okay, gotcha. So is there a time frame that you're thinking about it'll be during is it a day, late afternoon?
We're thinking noon to 4. So that being a Saturday, we'll be able to get people in there and out of there without any traffic issues on any other situation, and kids would be more able to join. Historically, the 23rd of September has an average of 69 degrees for the high at noon or noonish. So it might not be a hot day. I haven't been able to find out how many September 23s have been in rainstorms. They're not willing to give that away.
Well, it's gonna be what it is.
That weekend by the Farmers Almanac is always a good weekend. My girlfriend got married on that weekend. I remember her saying that.
Oh,
I had a meeting last week with whatever they're called, the North Bend Art Industry, and
Yes.
Deb Landers, and she did say that she still needs to do her homework, like see if her end is available. So I guess until you hear from them on that, I feel like we should keep it kind of tight around us for now.
I agree. And
Okay.
Dennis and Deborah and I did a Zoom meeting last week, and we went through step by step what needs to be done first. She has not gotten back to me with what she knows from the city yet. but Dennis is supposed to be tracking down the railroad community park person so that we can get that park for that day. And I wanted to ask you all of you, I'm not Southern at all, but you all, I'd like to ask you all what you think about food trucks, and if not food trucks, what might be a better all-inclusive Snoqualmie way to do this.
As a city economic development person, I would prefer that for this event, you didn't bring in food trucks, that you allowed people to go to the restaurants. Snoqualmie Days brings in food trucks, but that's a different attendance. So I think just getting the businesses on board, I mean, food trucks can add an energy, don't get me wrong, but I just have to put my economic development hat on, and I wouldn't really want to see our restaurant businesses competing with food trucks for this event.
Yeah, we want to support the downtown businesses since we'll be going through their neighborhood, and it's a Saturday, so that's some of their big business time too, so.
Right.
Yeah, so that's I mean, just my historical perspective is that while it's a good idea to, you want to make sure to keep the merchants involved, you want to alert the restaurants that there's going to be potentially extra traffic. You want to make sure that you don't swamp them as well. So there is a balance there.
Do
Okay.
any of the local merchants have their own food trucks?
Oh,
Hot diggity Doug's.
I like that.
That we could just say, we're, doing this, we want to support the businesses here. And there, I mean, even Food Chicks just in the valley, because I think there's some from North Bend, Fall
Right.
City, so on.
Right. So
So-
North Bend will be doing that in North Bend because this is a two-ended art train.
Right, understood.
Yeah.
But I
and
mean,
so
there's potential to have food trucks that are local businesses.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not have an economic hat on, clearly. I think if people are gonna go to a restaurant, they're gonna go to a restaurant, or they're gonna go to a food truck. I
Right.
really don't think it sways people who go to restaurants when they see a food truck.
Right.
And I don't know, I think it does build a little bit more activity around your event. So it's not a negative to have that activity, especially when it's your first year out. But that's just my opinion. If there's local restaurants or local vendors that have food trucks and so on, maybe we use those and
I would love
supplement
that.
our businesses.
Right. So to piggyback on what Steve was saying, I think it's pretty neat that if they do indeed have their own food trucks, then they're going to be prepared for extra traffic, and we're not going to be crowding their restaurants, swamping them in there where they might be tighter or whatever. That sounds like fun. And maybe if it isn't a food truck, maybe they would have a booth outside or in a, just in the park itself, have something that's from their menu and
A quick bite thing.
There'll be a special event permit. It'll be part
Over the whole thing.
Kat's just asked me about permitting, so food trucks overall are not allowed in the city unless they're on private property or part of a special event permit. And I would have to fill out a special event permit for this event, and so
Gotcha.
if you did opt to do some food trucks, that's what would give them the authority to do so.
Okay, that's good to know.
yes, it is. Then what do you think about offering some table space for local restaurants to set up in the park with other things that we've got going on? We'll have artists there. We should have musicians will be around.
yes.
Michelle, is this the park down by the gazebo?
yes,
Okay.
if that park is available. And will be glad to get to the plein air date so that if it's happening after, and I doubt if it is, I was thinking that we could advertise plein air at the same time, but that might be late for plein air. That's too bad.
That's the next topic.
I know. I'm waiting.
Also for advertising, I know, Snoqualmie Inn was mentioning about, they have, kind of like a greeting area, where they post things, but also that they give, don't they give little gift bags to their
Yeah,
patrons coming in, and they will accept advertising. So if we make like a placard or a little postcard or something, it can
Okay.
be distributed to them, as well as a lot of the businesses and restaurants and such have community bulletin boards.
Right, and on the ridge needs to get some of our advertising.
Right, so Snoqualmie Inn's up there and
Mhm.
lots of other things.
Yeah, that's great.
Does the train charge you a rental fee, or do they get the ticket sales? What's the financial relationship with the train?
The train is going to give us a group rate for people who want to ride the train. We'll get a group rate. And I'm still talking with her about the breakdown on how many people. It would be kind of silly for us to guarantee that we're going to have that. So I was hoping, without having people commit early on. So that's another discussion that Dennis and Deborah and I have put on for our next meeting so that we can talk about promoting the train riding for the event. And Christy Lake is really hot on this whole idea. She thinks that doing something between the two cities is a super idea. And she was hoping that we would have an art something going on at the museum site. And so our brainstorm to date, which doesn't mean it's going to be this way, but we're hoping to do community art projects in 3 locations, and it would be a North Bend location, in the park in Snoqualmie, and then another smaller kind of art participation thing. It might be like doing a mural, creating, or doing something, have people doing drawing or coloring something that's already there and adding their own artwork to it for their own piece. We're sketching up different scenarios, like different size picture frames all put together, so people can have their own space to do their artwork in, or just make it all totally subject area communication. Does that make sense?
Chop the boardwalk. That sounds great. It sounds like there's a lot of things to consider with this. And when's your next meeting with Deborah and Dennis and
Deborah and Dennis, yes. I meet with them, but I'm in email contact with Christy Lake. So
are you guys getting together or emailing or talking before our next meeting.
Yes,
Okay, where we could. kind of-
absolutely. And with all the emails that we have, I want to include you in our conversation back and forth. Is that necessary? That's not necessary?
No, I mean, you put me on, and I think Donna and myself as being chairs,
Right,
which is fine. I'm down with that.
I don't really need to be, I mean, once you make decisions, that's why you're the lead of it. You can have your conversations without including me at all. I
but-
don't, it just actually gets overwhelming. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna
I'm
lie.
sure. Yeah,
But
But
once you
yeah,
make major, kind of milestones, you can certainly,
Yeah,
keep
that
us
would
in
be
the loop.
different.
okay.
I
That would be
also, Michelle wanted to suggest, the train museum, when they do these special events and the people buy these special event tickets,
Right,
they can make a little packet where, one thing we can do is maybe make sure that we have put in there the downtown restaurants.
exactly.
And businesses so that they, the people know that there's like two streets instead of, just the main drag there. And
Right,
so we can help support our downtown businesses with something like that.
right.
So-
And I think we're trying to make it into a circular pattern for artists to also be not only in the park, but around town. And the circle will be will be a Railroad Avenue, and tell me quick, the name of the street behind.
Falls.
Falls
Yes,
Avenue.
Yes, Falls, yes.
Well, don't overdo it for the first go around. I was gonna say.
I
try-
know,
Just
I
make it
know.
doable, but let's talk more at the next meeting.
all right. That sounds good. And we'll have more details. So I want to get everything that we're planning and doing on Google Keep. Are you familiar with Google Keep?
I don't use it.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
It's basically a checklist kind of a thing that you share with certain people. And it's on, are you on Gmail or?
Mhm. I have that, I have my city email and, so, yeah, there's definitely some possibilities with that.
Okay.
But, all right, well, anything else on that before we move on?
And I think this is great. I'm so glad I asked the question about the food trucks. I think that's very valuable, and that the rest of the team is going to need that. That's good. So I'm gonna say, since Dennis isn't here to talk about what he knows about the park, then we'll get filled in on the next meeting.
Okay. I think, it sounds great. Next item up then is the plein air, paint out date decision. I know things were just recently decided about this.
You wanna go, Nicole?
Sure. Donna and I met this week. We picked July 22nd, 2023. We also coordinated with Nicole to make sure that didn't interfere with other things happening in the city. The location this year is going to be Meadowbrook.
Oh,
And we're going to be kind of finalizing the rest of the details in the next couple of weeks. So we're excited to announce a new location and new date and head in an independent way. Donna, I feel like you should share the theme because you were the brain monster behind that and I love it.
Oh, we are gonna have a theme. We liked the theme last year, but we're gonna have a theme and it's called Majestic Meadowbrook. So the artists can go and scatter about and do their representation of a majestic Meadowbrook.
I love it. That's great.
that's cool.
Fun fact, we named one of our dogs Meadowbrook.
Oh,
So
That's
she's
cute.
gonna wag when she hears that name.
is your dog majestic though?
No,
Well, you can paint your dog and enter it and be like, here you go, it's Majestic Meadowbrook.
Oh, that'd be great.
That would be super. All right, and so that's going to be kind of a building block for that.
Yeah, and I'm gonna add that date to the Hello Summer marketing that I do on behalf of the community at large. So it'll be nice to put that event on that piece. So that'll be some extra oomph for that.
And then that was July 22nd, correct?
Yes,
Yes.
Perfect.
It's a Saturday.
Mhm.
Okay.
it'll be, yeah, and we're gonna meet in a week or so and talk about timing and timelines and stuff like that. But I think in what we sent to you, Nicole, it allows people to go ahead and pre-register if they want to right now.
Yeah. I don't know how it works, as far as Meadowbrook, so it's a partnership between North Bend and Snoqualmie, but the Sideview Park District manages the reservations there, so there may not be an exchange of fees because it's a city-related thing, but I guess I can vet that for you guys to find out what we need to do, just because I think you guys had said you wanted people to park at the building area, go through there today in that area as like a central
I
place
think-
to check in.
I think it could either be the building area, or if, if there was a conflict with that, we could probably use the public parking next door.
Okay.
But yeah, I think at the building would be ideal. Donna,
Okay,
what do you think?
Yeah, I would agree.
okay, I'll find out about that.
Thank you.
Cool. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, that's a vote. All right, Dr. Block. Who's doing that? Let's see, we're still going forward with July 4th. And it's gonna be following the parade up on the ridge. So we're gonna do from 11 to 1, and we will go later if there's a lot of interest up there. Tentatively, our area is won't be quite as spread out as we were before, because everything's going to be kind of in the YMCA parking lot area. So we'll be located in there down by the school end of the parking lot. So we're still going forward with that. Anything else that I should know?
Yeah, I've done the artwork on that, so which was just updating the date, so that's good, and I'll get like an advertising plan and posters.
I like the idea of the yard signs instead of.
Yeah, the H-stake signs.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember that I did do that.
That would be good for the train too, I think.
Yeah, Dennis had asked me about that, and I can help him coordinate with the designer, like to give me concepts of what you guys think you have in mind, and then we'll move forward with that marketing plan.
That'll be great.
I gotta go get some chalk.
Do you have any other dates for Chock the Block?
Not yet, to be honest, Donna. I'm having back surgery in 2 weeks.
Oh,
And
well, you
so
look
I-
wonderful in your uniform, by the way. I just
Oh,
want to
thank
say,
you.
I salute you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service.
So
Oh my-
I might not have, I'll see how much oomph I have as far as I wanted to do at least the one event.
Mhm.
And so we'll kind of play it by ear as far as if I can rope in other people to help with other events if we so choose.
Like during Thomas or something like that, during the Thomas weekends in July.
Okay, if you say so.
No, I meant
Yeah,
like,
no,
let's
it's-
see how we feel after July 4th.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great time to do it. I certainly would not be doing all 3 weekends, I'll be honest with you about that.
Is that 3 weekends now?
Yeah, it is, the 3 weekends in July.
Holy man.
So how about one of them?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
Okay,
Why is Thomas still so very popular? I guess I,
Because his catchy theme song, I think that.
yeah, I guess. I just, I thought, you know, kind of like Teletubbies, it would fall out of favor after a certain point, but it's like
Oh, Donna.
every year it's
No,
like
don't go
Thomas
there.
I
is
raised my daughter on
baby.
Teletubbies.
Don't go there, don't go there.
Ringo Starr is timeless.
It's timeless. Okay.
That should be his first name, Timeless
Okay.
Thomas.
All right, then next up is the Wing Luke exhibition.
Wing Luke, you guys, we're doing it. We're doing it. Oh, Steve,
That's
thank you.
awesome.
So I'm going, I think it's Wednesday with Ken Knowles, who's our staff person. We're gonna go to Chinatown. We're gonna go to the Wing Luke Museum and load up a couple of crates. And it's so incredibly affordable. I almost feel like we're robbing them. I think it's like $270 for 2 months. I mean, it's just
Wow.
crazy.
What?
I know. So Steve, I'm wondering if we can install it like the week of the 15th. There's wiggle room, but I'd like to get it installed the next week or two, and then we'll have to take it down. I think I have to return it to them like mid-July. And then it, yeah, so. when
Yeah,
we get
so I'm extremely available. Like I will work around your scheduling needs. 'Cause I know you're probably going to want to do it like during what people call the work day. So just let me know. And it would be great to come in and kind of get an idea of like measurements, number count, start talking about layout and stuff, and
Yes.
I'd like to build out a plan, and
Yeah.
then we'll do the actual kind of hanging.
I agree. So kind
yeah.
of like a 2-part process.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think Sally Mayo gave me all like the wires. I think I have those somewhere at my desk, so we can
Okay.
figure that out.
Yeah, she
So-
sent all the instructions, all the measurements, all the
Okay.
weight limits, all that. So
Mm.
I've got all the technical data, but I don't have the actual wires.
Okay, I think I've got that. And then I reached out to Christy Lake for the museum to see if she has anything as far as the Japanese culture in Snoqualmie. She has some photography, so we'll see what we can get. And maybe we can put some things in the case. So
Excellent.
yeah, this is exciting. Okay, so Steve.
Yeah,
so
thank you
that's
for following through on that. That was I had forgotten that we had talked about the local tie-ins, and that would be really fantastic to have even a little bit of it. I know that there's numerous write-ups about that online. Maybe we can find some news stories and stuff, and do like a nice, like a fancy print up mount sort of thing to kind of tie in as well, to go with the photos and stuff. But yeah, if we can talk about that, just pick any
Yeah.
time and I will make it work. I'm around for the rest of this month. I'm going to be missing the middle of June, but we've got
Okay.
plenty of time to do this right now. So
Okay, and I'll work with communications to do a press release and talk about it. Some of the staff here is excited, so I'm just hopeful if that's kind of indicative of people will be inside it. It kind of makes me sad that our building isn't as open to the public so that people can enjoy it, but I think it's just another way for us to bring some art out differently into the community.
it's fantastic. It's fantastic. And
I think so.
I want to use this as the kickoff for us kind of opening our arms to other artists. I know we've got a couple artists lined up for later in the year already, but I was going to use this as kind of a hey, this is rolling out, and after this, it's going to be your turn, for.
Yeah,
for
and you can go from middle of July on and then figure out the schedule that you want to do. So what were you gonna say, Kat?
The city has somewhere in our shared drives, photographic, like historic photographs. And there is the Japanese hop farmers over on Meadowbrook.
Oh, okay.
So that was kind of part of the big history, was the Meadowbrook hop farms.
Hop farms.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Japanese hop. Okay, that's good to know. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and so there's a lot of, with the draft horses and, Mount Si in the background, but the people like posed in front of all the hop plants, which are still down there across from Cascade Middle School down there on the other side of the street. There's wild hops growing over there.
Oh, that's so cool. Well, okay, that's so cool. The other thing then is if you guys want to do some sort of a kickoff reception to invite the public to see this, and that could be a good opportunity to say, oh, and by the way, here's Shock the Block, here's Plein Air, here's the art train. So are you guys, do you want to do something like that to do a reception?
That'd be great.
Yeah, I
Okay.
would like that very much, because I was thinking that, again, that we could tie that in with the invites for artists as well, because we can set out we can set out an announcement to the public and kind of to whoever our usual distribution list is, and then I'll also send one out to the artists, as you know, to our local, you know, to the Valley artist community, and say, hey, we're going to do this. We've got this amazing art exhibit that's going up. We're going to do a reception, and you're all welcome to come, and you can sign up to be part of this over the next year.
Okay, I'll look at the calendar of nights that things aren't going on in the building, or maybe it is nice. I'll look at the meeting schedule. Maybe there might be a meeting that it would be okay to do a reception like after a certain type of a meeting. Just to, you know, bring people in, and I'll email that out and we can start to whittle it down to a date.
Awesome. Fantastic.
And are you gonna put that in the summer advertising too, that this exhibit is happening until, you know, July 10th or something like that? Like through the month
I
of
don't-
June, come
I
here.
don't
and-
know if I'll put it in the Hello Summer thing, just because our building is in such of a lockdown. Like, it's just, I hate to invite people and then like they, you know, can't get in the building, but
Got
I'll
it.
definitely do a marketing. I hate that word.
Speaking of which.
I know. It's just-
So
Um,
can I ask a probing question on that? Is there a chance that members of the Arts Commission could like host times that we could have have the doors open and let people come in and see it, like, you know,
Yes.
for the course of the summer, like we could do, like, because I would, again,
Yes.
I live 800 feet from City Hall. I would love to be able just to kind of come in and
100%.
I can sit quietly in the corner and just kind of welcome people as they come in. And we've got, you know, it should be, you know, it would be a shame if anybody wanted to see it and didn't get a chance.
Yeah, I mean, we could pick like Thursday nights from 5 to 7, the building's open, you know, for the exit or something like that. So if you have any
yeah.
thoughts, send
Or-
it to me, and I can 100%.
Almost
make
like a
that
first
happen.
Thursday, like kind of, is that what you're thinking, Steve? Like a first Thursday where?
Well, I
you
mean,
know-
we only have it for two. Yeah, we only
Yeah,
have
but
it
I
for
mean,
2 months.
something like that.
Oh, yeah,
where,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
people
yeah.
know at this date, this time, it's gonna be available.
Yeah, I would. I mean, because I would, if you know, I will dedicate, you know, 2 hours a week every week that it's open, if that's what it takes. So,
Steve,
I know
I
this
also
is-
live downtown and can help you out.
yeah, and I know others would be interested in that as well. I mean, it's just such a big deal, and it would be awesome to like put up notices then, because if we settle on some sort of schedule, 7 to 9 on every Thursday or whatever it is, we could set that out and then cross advertise that with the you know, like the local merchants, the art
Mhm.
Art gallery.
place where paint are, gallery, the art gallery. And kind of, you know, draw that kind of get that synergy going, because then we would have a, hey, you know, put this on your calendar sort of call to action, which would be
Well, maybe if we
you know.
can, we'll settle on like a theme or a regular schedule, so that when we send the press release out, when we have this here, then we can put that in the press release, and then we'll do some social media, Donna, we'll put it in the e-news, we'll do kind of all the normal haunts that we do, you know, when we promote stuff, so, okay.
That sounds good. Steve,
Okay.
are you comfortable with adding in on your speaking to Snoqualmie Valley artists that will be looking for artists for the art train?
yeah, happy to
And
do
so
that.
they could have my information
Yeah,
and
that's
Dennis's
fine.
information
good
for
to know.
contact,
Just
so that
the
they
NCC
can
was
nail
in there, so
down
I know she put it
September
in her notes.
23rd
Anyway,
early.
I'm sorry. Kat
Yeah,
needs to
Kat,
not
we
talk
can't-
into the microphone when other
Yeah,
people.
we can't hear. You guys were chatting. Sorry.
We've learned that the microphone at City Hall is better than anybody else's.
Yeah, for real.
Oops.
Oops, those commissioners.
Anyway, sorry. So yeah, so contact information. So and yeah, yourself and Dennis.
Right,
then, I mean, yeah, I
and
mean-
also Deb Landers too, because she's sharing her contact list with us.
Okay.
So
Yeah, we
it's-
can,
It's all the same artists, all the Snoqualmie Valley artists do everything in North Bend and Snoqualmie.
Yeah.
So it's.
No,
it's
Nicole
such-
Hanson, if we get our little postcard ready, it could be sitting in the exhibit too for potential plein air artists.
Agreed.
Yeah, so we could have
Ooh.
that.
That sounds good.
Let's see, dates.
yeah.
But we do want to do an exhibit reception. Yes, that was a yes.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so date to be determined on that and other times to have the city hall open to be determined as well. Next on the agenda, mural update. Scope of work and timeline.
I'm going to go relatively quickly because I have a number of items to share. So documents are all being drafted. They're going to include a request for qualifications, contract scope, and schedule. I've been working closely with Nicole for requirements related to the city. These documents include technical, safety, legal requirements, visual requirements, but they're also going to include language such as the mural needs to include wording that might include things like welcome to Snoqualmie, Snoqualmie, or Snoqualmie welcomes you. We want it to kind of have this Snoqualmie related language. It's gonna need to follow the historic look and feel. There's a color palette and some rules for the planning commission around that. So we're gonna make sure that we include that in the language. The schedule is still being refined, and I think it's fascinating and complicated, as Nicole and I have learned, as we think about all of the people who have to be included, such as the legal department, the planning department, us, the building owners. Like, how does all of that work, including giving the artist time to respond and paint? So I have a potential schedule for you. It's definitely not set in stone. It's just going to depend on how all of this works out. And before we publicize it, we'll make sure that it seems really feasible. But for now, the release of the RFQ will be June 1st. The response would be required June 22nd. So that would give artists 3 weeks to respond. Nicole, I've given us a really short turnaround here. June 29th, we do a short list for interviews. And then over the next month, these dates haven't quite been refined, but over the next month, we do a collaborative design process. And the hope there would be that we would shortlist it down to a few artists, and then the Snoqualmie Arts Commission, the planning department, the building owner, all of us could be involved with the artist, kind of narrowing that down into a collaborative design process so that there would be buy-in to get the final approvals. August 1st, there'd be a notification of the winner, and then we'd have project start and completion dates. So those are potentially project start April or August 12th, and a project completion date September 23rd, so that we could have a ribbon cutting on September 30th. So that's my initial timeline. Don't feel obligated to rush it all down. Once the RFQ is out, we'll have a list, or I can share a list with Nicole. But that's kind of our outline. I think the biggest risk to this project right now is the schedule, right? That depends on all the different things that are happening at the city and with us. And so I think the very worst case scenario would be that we'd have to push the schedule so that painting would happen in spring of 2024. So we'd still release it this year. We'd still work on the design process. We'd still have all those plans. And we'll make that decision once we get a little bit closer to releasing the RFQ. But for now, we're still aiming to get it done this year. Does anybody have any questions?
I just wanted to let everybody know that we have a little bit of a curveball, and that's that our our city attorney, Bob Sturbank, left the city a couple of weeks ago. He'd been here for 10 years. And our other city attorney, she's leaving the city as well in the next couple of weeks. And so we're obviously gonna have to get outside counsel, and those things, when that happens, when you take it externally, things can take time.
So we get expensive.
Yeah, Donna, they do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they do. I work
Yeah.
with outside counsel all the time.
Yeah, so that's part of this, this deadline or this timeline. So we've got the agreement between the city and the landlord. That's been sussed out and approved. But once we choose the artist, then they'll have to be in agreement with the artist and the city. And so Nicole and I, we're aware of that, and I'm gonna do my best to like get that draft to whoever our outside counsel is. I guess I'm just trying to manage my own expectations and everybody else's, so. Yeah, this is, I keep saying it's a heavy lift, and I'm really grateful to Nicole because she has such an energy and a knowledge of this kind of stuff. It's not in my wheelhouse, and Edmonds, I think, thank God they shared their documents with us, because it really gave us a starting point. Would you agree with that, Nicole?
Oh, absolutely. It's been a huge help to have a guide and a couple of examples, especially as talking points to help us create shared language and make sure we don't miss anything. It's been a huge help. So we'll have to send them a thank you note when it's all a picture and a thank you note when it's all said and done.
Yeah, for sure, sure.
So where's the location of the mural? Because I saw your note in April about the carousel. Is that the location?
I thought it
Yep,
was,
it's the side of the
Yeah.
carousel
Yeah.
building as you're
Yeah.
coming into town. Yep. And I recently talked with the owners, and the owners of Carousel, and they're very excited that we're doing this. So I just thought I would pass that along.
And just for my own personal, so that is a separate owner than the person who owns the building next to it, right? The Bindle Stick and the barber shop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the Busby family. They want one on the wall that's on the side of the Bindle. I think that would be the next one. That building's gonna need some work done to it before that can happen. But yeah, there's separate owners.
Yeah. Okay. There's subtext. We'll cover it later.
Well, that's cool. Except for the legal part. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Every
I
email
already
is like-
missed Bob. He was great.
Every
Bob-
email I get from my outside counsel is like $3,000. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
You
Bob
could
is,
have-
Bob was good. He was good for the city. We lost a lot of history and a lot of knowledge with that one. So, yeah, good times. We're the wild, wild west over here. So,
all right, any other business?
Well, I actually wanted to go back to your exhibit reception because we only meet once a month, and if your installation is May 15th, did we want to kind of discuss a little bit about these dates? Because you're already going to be a good month into your exhibit
yeah,
by the next time we meet.
well, we have most everybody here, yeah.
So I'm throwing this out there because I know we put a to be determined, but then I was like, but you're gonna be off, 30 days are gonna be gone like that.
Yeah. So Nicole was going to check for available dates at City Hall. So should the procedure be for her to pick a few dates and send us
Do an email or something.
Yes.
We can't vote via email, Nicole? Is that like
If you just reply, I think, just if we don't get into a quorum in a meeting, like everybody replying all, like if I threw out a few dates and everyone just replied to me individually, then,
Okay.
you know, that would work.
Okay.
Like I know the 30th and the 31st have a blood drive, so that wouldn't work. The week of the 22nd,
I don't think we should mix it with the blood drive.
that'd be awesome, right?
I'll be
It's
dizzy.
hard. Take some blood.
I'm always dizzy right about that. So
Let's see, so council usually meets on the 2nd and the 4th meetings Okay, but we could do that, like on the 22nd, if you wanted to do a reception, I'm just tossing out, there's an option like from 5 to 7 before council, that might give it some energy, you know, that would be one option. Let's see, the 23rd,
Maybe
Uh,
in June, do you want to do a reception in June?
No, let's kick it off. Let's kick it off. I think that's the right. I mean, sorry, I'm not overruling, but I would like to do it as close to the opening as possible, just to get that momentum going.
Right.
yeah, so the
What
week
about
of
the 29th is Memorial Day, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, the week of the
I'm-
22nd would be a good week, any of those evenings, just because there's no meetings in city council chambers or, you know, so there wouldn't be any conflict, but the 22nd, you could get that kind of that double energy going on,
get the
and
council members there.
council would be there, maybe we could invite them to come, maybe they would come a little bit early, we'd serve them some really nice snacks.
Get them drunk before the meeting.
Yeah.
I like the 22nd.
Yeah, I
It
would.
works for me if it works for you guys.
Should I make a motion on that?
I don't think we do.
Is this that kind of decision? I can never remember.
Well, so Steve, that said, that means that definitely the week of the 15th, you'll have to get them up, and then, but yeah, the 22nd, I feel like if a few of you are there, it's better than, you know, if not everybody can come, that's okay, but if there's a few of you there, that's good. I can be there too.
I can too.
I would
Yeah.
love that. Are we going to have some name badges that don't look like they came out of, off of something sticky? Do we have lanyards or something so that
But we still have from the wine walk.
with our name on it and the city logo and Snoqualmie Arts Commission or something on there?
There might be something in this building that we could do something like that.
And we have the lanyards left over from the wine walk, don't we, Michelle?
Yes,
Like
we
your
do.
personal ones?
Yep.
I never got one.
Oh,
Yeah.
No, I was always a guest or something like that. I don't remember.
Yeah, so I'd like to get into I could get into the storage area and I could find those for us.
If you want to go ahead, so are we going with the 22nd? Do we have an all hands?
Yes.
Good, 22nd?
Yes.
Snacks, I think
Yeah, I
somebody said
can-
snacks.
Yeah,
Okay,
Donna's
I'm
better
all in
at
on the
snacks are good, yeah.
I'm good with snacks.
Okay,
So
this is like, I'm
Well, that's
getting the
exciting.
chills, like this is
That's
real.
exciting.
No
Okay.
turning back now.
No turning back, yeah, okay, yay, you guys.
Awesome.
I don't know if we would have any of the marketing ready by then for the other stuff, but we could even just prepare just kind of a handout or something that lists all of this stuff, like. I could at least get that done with the designer, so.
And
That'd be good.
sometimes exhibits that I've gone to, they have a closing reception too. They have an opening reception and sometimes they have a closing reception. So
That's
there
what I
is
was
the
kind of thinking is that.
there is an opportunity for
Yeah,
us to do one in mid-July.
And the receptions I've been to, you get to walk around with a wine glass.
Yeah,
Plastic cup.
Yeah, but you need a,
Not at the city
Liquor
hall, we can't do
permit.
that, I don't think, so you can have
So
a
bring your
glass of
glass,
sparkling
Michelle.
cider.
just
Okay.
bring your little inconspicuous flask.
Come,
Cookie cup.
yeah.
I'm teasing, Nicole, I'm teasing.
the pre-party will be at Smoky Joe's.
Okay, that's good. I love it.
This will be fun.
So if we're having a closing reception, would that happen closer to the end of the event?
Typically.
Closing.
Yeah, and I don't think, between Steve and I don't think, we'll have to pick a date of when we think that's gonna come down. I can't remember when I committed to have the stuff returned by, so. Give Steve and I a little bit of, Steve, we'll sync up on that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this will be fun. And then I had one other business, the art survey. Did you get any kind of feedback or information that you can share with us on that?
Yeah, let me search that. I think it was like, we had 45 responses or something,
I know you sent that out by email.
yeah, I'm looking at my email here. Does anyone remember off the top of your head some of what we?
Oh,
Okay.
there's
It
the link.
was, let's see, it was in around March, April. There was like 3 negative responses about the city handling. They didn't think city should handle art. But
Yeah,
that's
there's
possible.
always gonna be a couple of, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
What did I say? 46 surveyed. A high interest in art exhibit installations. Several people had experienced Chalk the Block and more. So let me click on it. Sorry, I don't dare mess with the big screen right now, so we're just gonna have cat and mouse, just gonna have to read it to you guys.
But was there
Um,
anything that we as a group thought was interesting that we might want to embed into next year's? That was, I guess, more my question of like anything that we were like, that's something we didn't think about.
Well, the top things were art installations and art exhibits, and then
That's kind of cool.
art classes, and then visual arts and performance arts. Those were the tops. So, yeah. People had participated. Let's see. What do they want to see? They want to see concerts, painting classes, outdoor musical plays, more classes, exhibits, artists in action. That was more what they said. Outdoor musical plays. I wonder if they mean like Shakespeare, which the Fall City hosts those a lot in the summer.
Yeah, they have actually a really cool place where they do their and it's not always Shakespeare.
Okay. Yeah, so,
Okay, cool. All right. Well, thank
I
you.
think it's stuff we're doing, we're touching on.
yeah, I mean, it
Well,
was
it
kind of
definitely-
disappointing that we only got 44, but at least, or 46, so
It's a start.
it is a start. It is a start.
Want to start
Okay.
somewhere.
I have 3 items for new business. Just a quick one. Steve, I think we sent a couple of emails about pictures of an old mural, but I can't find the link to the pictures. I think you were going to send me a link to a Google Drive. Can you do that? Or did
Okay,
you
so-
send it and I missed it?
No, so the links for the old murals, I am, the thumb drive that those are on is playing a rousing game of hide and seek with me.
Okay.
I need to get into the back of a storage locker. I think they ended up in my old photography bag, but I will dig those up and get them to you. But they're not online right now. I do also,
No worries.
I do owe you guys also, the links to the Arts Commission, Google Drives, though. I will send those out.
Awesome, thank you. The next thing is I've been approached by 2 different people for 2 different things. So the first one is someone from the city has a hobby as a writer, and she's done some teaching classes in a couple of different genres, including creative nonfiction. She said she's interested in teaching writing and working with us if we're interested. I don't feel like it's something I can take on right now with some of the other stuff going on, and I'm not saying we have to do it this year, but I just wanted you guys to know because we do talk about different types of art happening. So I know we've talked about expanding into including writing and things like that. So I just wanted you guys to know there's interest. The second thing I was approached about was something called Mural Fest, where we would coordinate with the different cities and have murals painted throughout the entire valley at the same time through the same summer. So
Wow.
I'm just going to spend a little bit of time tinkering with that idea and exploring that idea with the person who suggested it. Obviously, because we're the Snoqualmie Arts Commission, we would really only handle the one that was in Snoqualmie. And then as a bigger effort, kind of outside of that, I would be happy to help kind of coordinate that and try to figure out how we make that work with the region. So I have talked to the Chamber of Commerce, and they're definitely interested in helping us with that because they're kind of the regional representatives. So one of the things we've talked about is creating a mural map for what's currently in the valley. And then once we do Mural Fest, kind of adding that to that mural map so that we became kind of a regional art space. And Michelle, you'll be happy to note that the chamber is considering leading up a regional, what were you trying to get, like an art designation for Snoqualmie? The chamber is
Yes.
considering leading up a regional art designation for the whole region, which would give us more power to do that. So I will keep you
Wow.
updated on that
Thank you.
when that happens. And I just want you guys to know that I've kind of tinkered with this Mural Fest idea, and before we include the Art Commission, I'll obviously bring it to you guys and see if it fits with our goals. But we'll see how the first mural goes before we commit to anything else. But I wanted to let you know that we had been approached, or I had been approached because I was on the Art Commission. So
Cool. A little follow-up on the writers, on the writer that's interested in sharing that and teaching. The artists that are with the gallery, the art gallery, don't have enough space in the art gallery, and so their lessons happen at the Mount Si Community Center. So that might be a location that we could also use if, and that's in North Bend, but it has, a classroom space and
And the old library.
and it would, unless there's someplace else in the city that I don't know about.
I think if we did classes, I'd at least be inclined to look at places in our city, right? We're a city art commission. And so I think
Okay.
we should try to keep
I would agree.
things
with
that are
that.
hosted by our commission in our city.
Okay, that's great. So, do we have a list of certain locations that would work for that?
Hey, Michelle, the Artists Guild is using or has been granted access to the old library to teach some of their classes.
Okay,
So they're going to be using that throughout the summer. So I don't know, is that big enough for what you're talking about?
I'm not sure what we're talking about.
The old library next to City Hall?
No, I know that, but what classes are we offering? Because I think
Yeah, I'm
Nicole
not
said
sure.
that there, we didn't really have bandwidth to set something up for this writer. It was just somebody had approached. So are we organizing one now?
I'm not. I was just putting it on our
Oh, okay. I'm
FYI
sorry.
list for future. I'm not sure if Michelle is wanting.
Are you wanting to set this up, Michelle? That sounds cool.
it does sound cool. I would like to join someone to do that. I think that would be really really neat. So I would get that your artist guild that you're talking about. Kat, what was that for the art lessons?
For the gallery, the
Yes,
gallery
right.
group.
Yeah,
MSAC.
MSAC, yes. Okay,
It's something they're doing on their own, not part of the Arts Commission. They just need space. So
right.
it's really a arrangement between the city, not the Arts Commission, but the city and the gallery.
Oh, I'm
But if
glad.
you wanted to do something with any sort of art classes that you guys want to propose or be a part of, or this writers conference or something, or workshop, the old library is always an option. It's pretty rough around the edges, but it's an option for meeting space.
That's
Yes.
actually good to know, though. I mean, and maybe it's something, I mean, in all due respect, it sounds like, Michelle, you have your hands full with your art train.
Yes,
And I know we've got plein air and murals. So I think with the summer and kind of got some full schedules, that
right.
maybe this is something that would be offered more from a late fall, winter. 'cause
That's
it's
exactly what I
indoors.
was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's true.
but that's good to know that there's this space available, because I think we've all talked about having different activities, whether it's, around the holidays and activities for the community to learn different skills, whether it's painting or so on. Excuse me, I'm having an allergy attack. So Sorry. I'm gonna have to go on mute or you're gonna hear me sneeze.
So I don't know about you guys, but I think new business is kind of a good time for us to share our ideas, get them jotted down, get them out there in our group, but not necessarily solve everything. You know, we can, if we want to add one of these items to our agenda for next time,
Yeah.
perhaps we do that. And if not, it's just for now, it's just an FYI of items that are out there, I think.
That's great. Items.
Okay, all right, any other business? Anyone? All right.
Going once,
any-
going twice, sold.
All those in favor of adjournment?
Aye.
I.
Second?